It's July 19th. We're chopping up in East Richford here. So Freddie went mowing an hour or two ago. I just did the first 3 fields at the bottom of the hill. And then with the rake, I don't have to drive around to get to the second fields from the first field because there's a 12-foot ridge that the mower won't fit under. The rake is actually higher than that, or taller, but you can go under it with it unfolded and stuff. So it saves us about 40 minutes worth of driving because we can get under. I don't have to cut underneath. But I guess I didn't record that. But people that know where we are, they understand. Anyways, I'm raking right now, which I guess I said in a couple videos ago I don't do often, which I don't. But Gerhard is busy with some cow stuff, so he couldn't get going, and I just went raking right now because there's not too much other stuff to get ready for trucks. We're about in the middle of the field, all the way up there where the wood curves right there is where we came into the field. But it's kind of an odd shape. It's always hard to get a visual of a field shape though, unless I get a drone up in the air. But about over 15 years ago, it has to be now. Oop. I was definitely Marcus's age when we did it, but we came up here and we did a lot of stone picking with the excavator and plucking stones out. Actually, it was the year before or the year after we bought the Big M. I think the year after we bought the first Big M. We did it so we could mow up here with the Big M because it was so bad we didn't ever dare to take anything but the pole type in here. Now the only thing that you see is like there's a hump right there, and one I drove over a little bit ago, one that I just drove over. We left a couple that were, for our old 490D excavator, it was too big to even attempt to do, and we buried some rocks that were the size of the excavator. We just buried them, and I think we were just running out of time in the end to try burying those, and they looked big and we didn't want to mess with them. Maybe now with the Volvo someday, but it really don't need to because the field's good enough to mow with the Big M. So we probably won't ever. But definitely stones were born up here. But it's a nice field. Gone around twice now. Right here at the front. It's definitely not an enormous amount of grass, but it's a good amount for sure. All we did was fertilize 2 years ago it is, I think it's 2 years ago we spread up here, and we don't spread up here every year because it does cost a lot with trucking and stuff and fuel and labor. So normally we just fertilize up here, but once the grass kind of starts to dwindle a little bit, we hit it hard with manure and it kind of brings it back to life for a little bit. So at least that's what we noticed with these fields up here. So if every couple of years we just put some really thick manure on it, and kind of gives the grass that life back. I started raking about an hour after, but we're in the big grass field up here, and we're gaining on Ferdy. The biggest reason we catch up to him so fast up here in East Richford is because, as I was explaining earlier, I don't have to do the around a 40-minute drive Ferdy has to, at the very bottom of the mountain, to get a little field. We call it the underpass because that's kind of where it is. It's between 2 underpasses, so he's got to go through the backwoods to get to it, and then he can't make it through the second one. Neither of us can make it through the second one. We both have to go the back way there, but then he has to actually go back around the back way and then up the mountain. You can see where the power line cutout is. There's the was it 105? Anyways, the main road's up there, then he comes up that way and then back down the dirt road. So it adds a 40-minute drive to go all the way around for him, while I can just go with this open underneath the underpass, and I lose 0 time. So that's where we, that's where we gain the most time. And then that's why him leaving an hour before us is honestly just for him to do one field, try to run this rake and the remote. And by doing that, I just lifted my arms all the way up because I hit that button with my elbow. So lots of multi-functioning going on right here. But yeah, that's why he goes about an hour before us, and honestly isn't too far ahead of us. It's because of that one little thing. We'll hit the cruise control and going. Now, Gerhardt just showed up with the Black Larson Star. We put that on the box. Normally it only goes on the box during corn season, last recently years, because I don't need to take it off the tank. But the white truck is in the shop getting repairs done, and we don't have that one to put on the box, so that's why the Black Western Star is. Gerhardt's coming up to switch out with me. He's done what he was doing. And oh yeah, I had someone in the last raking video I did, which was the first one I did in a long time, which, I mean, I know they have good intentions, but saying that I'm supposed to run this tractor in the 540 and not the 540E. And people that don't know, 540, you give more RPMs to get 540 PTO rotations, which I'm running around 460 to 480 is where this rake kind of does the best job, and it's not spinning too fast to fling grass too far. And by running it in 540E, I can run at 1400 RPMs. This thing is sipping on fuel all the time now, because it just never high RPMs. And because this tractor has the electronic, all that fancy stuff, I have my throttle, my hand throttle set, but that's not the part that actually helps it. It's when you have the electronic part set too with the cruise control. If I'm going up a hill, it will automatically apply more throttle so that it does not dog down going up a hill. Like, if I only had the hand throttle, it might still do it, but I don't think it does because it's hand throttle, but it could. Because it's in the cruise control mode, I'm trying to lift this and spin, and I messed up. But so that way it's always holding that consistent RPMs going up a hill, and then going down a hill, it actually will hold itself back because of that. So it's almost always staying a consistent RPM and speed because of the cruise control factor. And then you set the hand throttle to your RPM so that when you take it in and out of that, the RPMs does not bounce during that. And they say, that guy was saying, which he had good intentions, I guess, but to run it higher RPMs so that it would slug the engine more. I don't want it to slug the engine. I want to run as consistent as possible all day long, and that's what it does. If something's gonna bind, that's the point of the slip clutches. I don't need this thing bouncing the RPMs up and down all day. That's how more stuff breaks. And I can say that it's worked very well because we've now raked with this tractor since 2017 and have had amazing luck with that, because we used to rake with the John Deere 7600 and it is not as nice of a tractor to rake with because it does not have these features. It's much older and doesn't have that. But yeah, there's my little rant. I'm not bashing on the guy. Good intentions, like I said, but it's why we run it like this, because we like it the most. But yeah, Garrett's gonna take over for me, and Ferdy's done this field. Tractor needs a pressure washing. This is why nothing's getting done. This is why I caught up to you, just sitting around. Yeah. Can't be shy. We're rolling out. Garrett parked this truck right in the way. I gotta move this. He's gonna go around it. He didn't hit nothing, so. What he doesn't know is at the very top, I had to turn around because Ferdy was still mowing, so. Got a little different scenery now. I hopped in the red Peterbilt. I'm up here. I just, literally the exact same spot as I think the last clip, but now I'm in a truck. And what we got over there, there's Cornelius. I just rolled with him for 2 loads. On his vacation here, he wanted to learn how to drive truck in America. And it is a whole different ball game compared to in Europe, because he's got a long nose. Well, it's not a long nose Pete, but he's got an actual nose on the truck. And then there's actually floating gears. He's used to the manual synchro transmissions. I don't know if he said he has automatic. Look at that. I rode with him for 2 loads. The first load was a learning curve. The second load, he's definitely picked it up very fast. So it's all about learning the feel of shifting, and he is definitely picking it up quick. I gotta say that. But Christoph's right over there. I guess you won't see him. He's behind the trees. Philip's loading him, getting loaded into right there, and then we're into this field. He's rolling out. Way too far ahead. I'm used to running the trailer. So, if our rake was 2 feet wider, we would be able to put 90 feet together. So he would be able to merge one with the mower, come back with it open, and then merge on the way back. And then with the rake or merge or whatever is 34 foot, our rake's only 32, so we can't do it. But he would be able to go up and down and put these 2 rows together, but it's too wide doing it with the rake for our 12-foot head. So when there's less grass like there is this time, you'll be able to make bigger windrows. But we make do, and it's just an extra pass with the chopper, that's all. Because we don't want to run it like this with the rake. Also, with it laying flat, because we wouldn't be able to, we'd actually add more raking time trying to get the extra pass with the rake, because we'd have only like 2 to 4 feet to push over. It's not worth it. This will be my second load here. Christoph's loading them up. Oh! He's getting better with the camera. But if you're never around it, it's definitely a learning curve. And back home, I guess he says a lot more people watch it back home in Austria than I realized, which is cool. It's just different for him to be on the camera this time. But that's why he took a vacation. Kind of wanted to come to America and get to know us and see a lot of different things and experience some different stuff. It's a lot different farming over here. He doesn't farm back home. They do a building demolition is what his family business does. Oh boy, we got the boss driving. He's waving, little Henry. I'll finish up this field and then we got 3 more up here to do. Henry loves the camera though. Look at that, he's just staring, not even driving anymore. I thought I was gonna finish this field, but they got 1 row left. So Chris has to wait for Alex to do that. Can't see it, but I'm about 3 feet. Oh. About 3 feet over the sideboards. It'll be packed down by the time I get to the road. Or falling off, one of the two.